Shabbat Shalom, welcome everybody, welcome to Bet David. Lovely to see people here and physically in the congregation, and welcome to all those who are online. We begin our service on page 118, and for a change, I'm going to light the candles. As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. And we'll continue on page 130. Lechu naranana la'Adonai, naria letzui yishenu, nekadma fanav b'todah bizmirot naria lo, ki el gadol Adonai u'melech gadol al kol Elohim, asher bayodo mechkarei aretz v'toafot harim lo. Asher lo hayam v'hu asahu v'yabeshet yadav yetzaru v'u nishtachaveh v'nichra'a nevracha lifnei Adonai osenu ki hu Eloheinu v'anachnu am marito v'tzon yado hayom im b'kolo tishma'u. And let's jump to page 133, and if you'd like to read with me the English at the bottom. Sing to God a new song, for you have worked wonders. Your right hand, your holy arm have won you victory. Eternal One, you have shown your victory, displayed your justice in the sight of the nations. You were mindful of your love and faithfulness towards the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth beheld the victory of our God. Hariu l'Adonai kol ha'aretz, pitzchu v'rananu v'zameru. For God is coming to rule the earth. God will rule the earth justly and its peoples with equity. Page 135. God, enthroned on cherubim, is sovereign. Peoples tremble, the earth quakes. God is great in Zion and exalted above all peoples. They praise your name as great and awesome. God is holy. V'oz melech mishpat hahev, ata konanta mesharim, mishpatot tzedakah b'Yaakov ata asita. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lahadom raglav. Kadosh hu. Exalt the eternal our God and bow towards God's holy mountain, for the eternal our God is holy. We come now, page 136, Psalm 29. And this, as I've always said, is about the voice of God. And I want you just to bear in mind the difference between hearing and seeing, because I'm going to actually pick up on this in my sermon a bit later. Ascribe to the Eternal One, O divine beings. Ascribe to God glory and strength. Ascribe to the Eternal One the glory of God's name. Bow down to God, majestic in holiness. The voice of God is over the waters. The God of glory thunders, the Eternal One over the mighty waters. The voice of God is power. The voice of God is majesty. The voice of God breaks cedars. The Eternal One shatters the cedars of Lebanon. God makes Lebanon skip like a calf, Syrian like a young wild ox. Kol Adonai chotzev la'avot esh. Kol Adonai yachil midbar. Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh. Kol Adonai yochalel el yalot v'yechasof ya'arot uv'chelo kulo omer kavod. Adonai lema'bul yashav. V'yeshev Adonai melech leolam. Adonai oz le'amo yiten. May God grant strength to our people. Adonai yavarech et amo v'shalom. May God grant our people peace. We come now to Lecha Dodi, page 138. It's not only the Sabbath bride that deserves a welcome. I think we all deserve a welcome. Let's take a few moments and greet each other. Okay, people, if you'll please take your seats. And we're going to continue on page 141. So please take your seats. Adonai malach geot lavesh Adonai oz hitazah. Aftikon tevel baltimot, nachon kisecha ma'az me'olam ata. Nasu naharot Adonai, nasu naharot kolam. Yesu naharot dochya. Edutechem numa od, levetcha nava kodesh, Adonai leorech yamim. And please stand for the Chatzi Kaddish, which you'll find on page 144.
Ishtabach vid par vid tromom vid nasi vid hadar vid vid halor shmid koitsho brichu elamin kol birchata veshirata tushbachata v'nechemata tamiran v'alma v'imeru Amen.
Please be seated. And I'm going to continue in English on the page, top of page 149. Praise to you, eternal our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim.
Amen.
never remove your love from us. Blessed are you, Eternal One, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. We come now to the Shema, page 152. Please rise. Page 154. Read with me in English. You shall love your eternal God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them be a symbol before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Laman tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'yitem kedoshim lelohechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liyot lachem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem emet. Please be seated. I'm continuing on page 157 at the bottom, and if you'd like to come in and read the indented section, that would be great. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
Let
ונאמר, כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. Page 160. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our sovereign, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, va'al kol amo Yisrael, va'al Yerushalayim.
ישמחו במלכותך, ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת, וקוראי ניגון שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת, וקוראי ניגון שבת. המקדשי שבי, המקדשי שבי, כולם יספרו ויתענגו לדובך. ישמחו במלכותך, ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת, וקוראי ניגון שבת. והשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו, והשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו השבת. חמדת ימים, חמדת ימים מותו קראת, חמדת ימים מותו קראת, קראת שבת. זכר מעשה בראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת, וקוראי ניגון שבת.
A thought has blown the marketplace away. There's a song on the wind and joy in the trees. The Sabbath arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night. Eternity utters a day. Please rise. We've come to the Tefillah, page 164.
Adonai sefatai tiftach u'hofia giteilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach u'hofia giteilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu, Elohei moteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarai, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el hagadol, hagibor ve'hanora, El Elyon gomel chasadim tovim vekonei hakol, vezocher chasdei avot v'imaot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני מגן
Page 168. Ata gibor leolam Adonai, machayeh hakol ata rav lahoshia. Mashiv haruach umorid hageshem, mazriach hashemesh umorid hatau. Machokel chayim bechesed, machayeh hakol barachamim rabim. Zomech noflim verofech olim umatir asurim. Kayem emunato lishenei afar. Mi chamocha bal gevurot umidom elach, melech meimitum chayei umatzmiach Yeshua. V'ne'eman ata lahachayot hakol, baruch ata Adonai, machayei hakol. Page 171 at the top. Days pass, and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see wherever we gaze that the bush burns unconsumed, and we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Page 172. Ata kidashte et yom hashvi lishmecha, tachlit maaseh shamayim va'aretz, uverachto mikol hayamim v'kidashto mikol hazmanim, v'chein katuv b'toratecha. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu, rotzevim nuchatenu, k'tsheh b'mitzvotecha, v'ten chelkenu v'toratecha. Sabenu mituvecha v'samchenu b'shuatecha, v'taheh libenu liovdecha be'emet, v'hanchilenu Adonai Eloheinu be'avav ratzon Shabbat kodshecha, v'yanuchu v'Yisrael makadshei shemecha. Baruch atah Adonai, makadesh HaShabbat. Page 174. Find favor, eternal our God, with your people, Israel, and accept their prayer in love. May the worship of your people, Israel, always be acceptable. God, who is near to all who call, turn lovingly to your servants. Pour out your spirit upon us. V'techazena einenu v'shuvcha letzion barachamim. Baruch atah Adonai, hamachazir shchinato letzion. can praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one, whose mercies never end, O compassionate one, whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you. V'al kulam yitbarach yitramam shimcha malkeinu tamid leolam va'ed. V'chol achem yoducha, Selah. V'halalu et shimcha be'emet. Ha'el yeshuatenu ve'ezutenu, Selah. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'chana'eh lehodot. Page 178. Please read with me again the prayer for peace, so necessary in the world that we live in. Grant abundant peace to Israel, your people, forever. For you are the sovereign God of all peace. May it be pleasing to you to bless your people Israel in every season and moment with your peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvarech et amo Yisrael, b'shalom. Please be seated. Let's take a few moments for our silent meditation.
Shalom b'romav, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'yimeru, ve'yimeru, amen. Shalom b'romav, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'yimeru, ve'yimeru, amen. Shalom, shalom b'romav, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'yimeru, ve'yimeru, amen.
This Shabbat, we're reading from Deuteronomy chapters 11:26 to 16:17. And the name of the parsha, Re'eh, means see. And that begins at Deuteronomy 11:26. This parsha contains allusions to the approaching days of awe, calling on us to initiate the process of spiritual introspection. And not surprisingly, it begins with, see, I put before you this day a blessing and a curse. A blessing if you listen to the commandments of your God, and a curse if you do not listen to the commandments of your God. The rabbis of the Talmud note that the Hebrew grammar in this phrase is surprising. It begins with the singular and ends with the plural. What lesson, they ask, is buried in that awkward formation? According to Ibn Ezra, we learn from the singular, Re'eh, see, that the mitzvot are given to the entire people, to all Jews as a single group. Yet at the same time, the phrase ends with lifnechem, before you all, a plural construct, to remind us that all of us individuals must decide whether or not to commit heart, mind, and soul to cultivating our covenant with God. Why does the first line of the portion of Re'eh begin with the word see? Are blessings and curses visible? Sometimes they may appear obvious, but what seems to be a curse can turn out to be a blessing in disguise. For instance, during the height of World War II, a certain Polish rabbi fled his native country to relative safety in London. The Nazis bombed the British capital extensively, and during the Blitz, it was, of course, important to darken the area so as not to expose any targets to the Luftwaffe. This posed a problem to the learned rabbi. How would he study Torah throughout the evening as he was accustomed? He was advised about blackout curtains. Buy some thick, strong drapes, he was told, and hang them over your windows to block out the light. You can get them at a shop just around the corner. On entering the shopkeeper asked him, "I have 2 questions for you. How close to the window is your light bulb, and how many watts is it?" The rabbi seemed mystified, so the shopkeeper explained, "The closer to the window your bulb is, and the stronger it is, the thicker your curtains must be." Back home, the rabbi announced, "I just learned an incredible lesson. When the darkness is the most intense, when the curtains seem to be absolutely impenetrable, that means the light bulb on the other side is that much brighter and that much closer." So seeing can be a method of choosing how we see and what we decide to focus on. The word see, re'eh, can also allude to a heightened kind of vision, one that is more than just physical. It includes one's inner vision or insights. The sages taught that a wise person is one who sees that which is born. This means seeing and discerning all of the possible consequences of our actions. And just for fun, let's throw in a bit of numerology here. It's interesting to note that the first letters of the Hebrew word for blessing, barakah, and curse, kelalah, that is bet and kuf, have the same combined numeric value as the Hebrew word for faith, emunah. Faith helps us to see the hidden good in our lives. And perhaps this is why the Talmud instructs us to bless both the good and the bad. Everything that God does will ultimately come to be seen as good. Another lesson from Parashat Re'eh's opening verse can be understood if it's read slightly differently. The word I, Anochi, represents the ego. The verse could be read homiletically as saying, "See, the ego that I placed within you today can be used as a blessing or a curse." This interpretation, which in fact is from the Baal Shem Tov, implies that the ego stands between a person and God. When left unchecked, the ego can come between one's relationship with God and others. In this sense, the ego can be a curse. When it's contained and channeled appropriately, however, the ego can be a tool to assist one to actualize goals. When utilized for good, the ego becomes a blessing. And I'd like to take a few moments to share Rabbi Jonathan Sachs's thoughts on Re'eh. He points out that unlike almost every other culture in ancient and modern times, Judaism is a religion of sound, not sight. The God encountered by Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, by Moses in the burning bush, and by the Israelites as they stood at the foot of Mount Sinai, came not as a visible appearance, but as a voice. Hence, one of the key words of Devarim, that is Deuteronomy, which Deuteronomy, Devarim means words, one of the key words is Shema, hear or listen. In one form or another, the verb Shema appears no less than 92 times in the course of the book. The opening words of our parasha about blessings and curses are not, in fact, about seeing, but about hearing. Hence, the philosophy of Israel, so different from that of ancient Greece, the European Enlightenment, and contemporary science, is that to meet God is to listen to God. The apparent counterexample of ra'eh, see, turns out to be not a contradiction of this idea, but a dramatic reiteration of it. See, I am placing before you both a blessing and a curse. What the Israelites were asked to see was words. Shabbat Shalom. And we now have a happy occasion. We have birthday blessings, but do we have any birthday people in the congregation? God of days and years, author of life, our times are in your hand. We thank you for the blessing of life and for all that enriches our lives. On this Shabbat, we celebrate with those of our community who had their birthdays in the last month, and we ask you to bless them with health and happiness, friendship and mazel tov, good luck. May we have the joy of coming together for many more years, united by your love for you. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyimanu v'higyanu lazman hazeh. Shabbat Shalom, and we've got for you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brent. Happy birthday to you. Yom Holedet Sameach. Yom Holedet Sameach. Yom Holedet Sameach. Ad me'ad Kesrim.
And finally, we come to the Aleinu, which is on page 586. Everybody, please rise. Oh, we've got an ark opener and ark closer. Yes, the ark opener, of course, is Doron Lipman, ark closer, Tony Rubin.
Your
Please remain standing. I'm going to read on page 596 a variation of reading number 9. We have lived in numberless towns and villages, and in too many of them we've endured cruel suffering. Some we have forgotten, others are sealed in our memory, a wound that does not heal. 100 generations of victims and martyrs, still their blood cries out from the earth. And so many from Kafar Azar, Nir Oz, Be'iri, Gevim, Zikim, Alumim, Cholit, Netiv HaAsara, Sterot, and the Supernova Music Festival. What can we say? What can we do? How bear the unbearable or accept what life has brought to our people? All who are born must die. But how shall we bear the callous slaughter of the innocent, cut off before their time? They lived with faith. Not all, but many. And surely many died with faith in God, in life, in the goodness that even flames cannot destroy. May we find a way to the strength of that faith, that trust, that sure sense, that life and soul endure beyond this body's death. They have left their lives to us. Let 1,000,000 prayers rise whenever Jews worship. Let 1,000,000 candles glow against the darkness of these unfinished lives. And we think too of our loved ones, whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at the season and years past, and those whom we've drawn into our heart with our own. And this week from Bet David, we remember John Vessels, brother of Juanita Levine, Rabbi Charles Wallach, brother-in-law of Simon Dimant, Shirley Cohen, mother of Derek Cohen, Wilfred Tipper, husband of Muriel and father of Mike Tipper, Bocky Gates, remembered by Bet David, Ben Milner, father of Eric Milner and grandfather of Aidan, and Rona Saul, my sister, remembered by myself and my brother Edwin Saul. We also remember those who passed away recently. Pat van Flyman, mother of Ruth and Debbie van Flyman, grandmother of Ariel, Harrison and Eden, sister-in-law of Brian and Martine van Flyman, and mourned by all of us here at Bet David. Brian David Klaas, husband of Renata Klaas, Hilary Luning, grandmother of Susanna Voicy, and Pam Margaret Doninger, mourned by her children Anne, Lynn, Janine, and Raymond and their families. If anybody has a name they'd like to call out, please do so now. We'll start at this side. And we also remember all those who have lost their lives in wars and those who have no one to remember them. The Mourner's Kaddish is on page 598. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, be'oma divrach ruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mavorach le'olam olomei umaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ah v'yit tromam v'yit naseh. V'yit hada v'yit haleh v'yit halal Shmei dekudsha b'rechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechemata. Damiran bo'uma v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shmaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Please be seated. Thank you to everybody who participated in the service, and a special thank you as always, the choir, musicians, and technical desk. And also, people who've joined us online, welcome again. Hope to see you again soon. Religion School tomorrow is at 8:15. We're just over a month away from the High Holy Days, and preparations are underway. We're planning a communal dinner here at Bet David for the second evening of Rosh Hashanah. That would be Thursday, the 3rd of October. Details of this will be published in due course. Entrance tickets for the High Holy Days and services and details of the full program for the High Holy Days will be sent out to you shortly. And please remember that we use Mishkan HaNefesh exclusively during the upcoming High Holy Days, and you can buy a set from the office. It costs 700 Rand, which is actually nothing for what's in there. They're beautifully bound and lovely services in there. It includes the Machzorim for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Tomorrow morning after the service, Diane McCall will lead a discussion on the documentary hypothesis, one of the models used by biblical scholars to explain the origins and composition of the Torah. And if you want to find other communal news and info, please look in the Adkan. And join us after the service in the foyer. We've got a Kiddush, and it's sponsored by myself in memory of my dear sister. And we conclude the service with the singing of Shalom Aleichem, page 627.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Sharet, Malachi Elon, Mimelech Malchi Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Sharet, Malachi Elon, Mimelech Malchi Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Sharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchi Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachim Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchi Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachim Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchi Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachim Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchi Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchi Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchi Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachim Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchi Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Sechem Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchi Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Sechem Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchi Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Sechem Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malchi Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat